Hey, God, people, man, this is a good one. Woo! Man, I've stopped probationary guys and pulled them out like this 1,000 times. And when I see this, I'm just like, man, I was so freaking lucky so many times. I mean, we grabbed a couple guns from a couple guys a few times just when they tried to go for them, but they never got a shot off. And man, so there's this might end up being a long one because there's a lot of good things here, but I think it's relatively quick. Traffic stop. Dude's on felony probation. When somebody's on probation or parole, they usually have a search clause, which means you don't need probable cause to search them. Any peace officer can search any probationer or parolee at any time without probable cause, without reasonable suspicion. You can be buying your kid a freaking ticket to Disneyland, and if you're on probation, as a cop, I can walk up to you and say, do you have anything on you you're not supposed to have? I'm going to search you. No probable cause, no nothing. Those are the terms. That's what these career criminal crooks sign off to get out of jail early or to take their deal. So this guy's on probation and she's pulling him out. Let's take a look at it one time, just in a regular motion. Two officers. Good approach. This guy approaches this side, kind of keeps him over here. Always a good way to approach, have a person on each side. That way he has to keep an eye on both. This guy, I think, tells him to turn the car off. Then she contacts him. Usually it's better to have one person do the contacting. If he was just cover, and the term concept called contact and cover is you have one officer contacting, talking, and dealing with him. The other officer is cover, and all he does is look for danger and look for things that are bad to warn the officer, the contact officer. If he's going to be contact, then all she would do is cover and look for danger things. These guys violated that concept. They both became contact officers, and then she became primary, and because he wasn't in, I'm in cover, my main thing is look for danger, he misses the guy going for the gun. The guy went for the gun pretty damn quick and got it out pretty quick. The guy responded well. Her will to live and will to stay in a fight was pretty weak. She went down. She was released from the hospital from a gunshot wound in the leg, non-life-threatening. If they took her to the hospital and let her out, it wasn't that bad. So she got shot, but as soon as she got shot, she was out of the fight. I'm hit. She was down. Without this guy, this crook would have executed her and put several bullets in her. And her mindset was just, oh, I'm hit. I'm going to give up. Never give up. Always stay in a fight. Get your damn gun out. Return fire. I don't think she did anything except, ow, ooh, I'm hit, ooh, and lay down. Now, I know if people can come here, well, you've never been shot. Whatever. Look, mindset, people. He is saying turn off the car, so he's contacting, which means she's cover.
How you doing?
Now she starts being contact, and now he's cover. When you're switching back and forth, the concept and the idea behind it doesn't work. If they would have practiced contact cover, one person contacts it, and a lot of times this is violated when we're working with women or quota hires who we kind of have to interject and take control and stop things from escalating because she's trying to be very friendly. So let's go here.
Good? Haven't seen you in a while. Still on probation?
911, ma'am.
What?
911, not discharged.
You just discharged?
No, 911.
Oh, 911.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna have you step out of the vehicle.
Okay.
You don't have anything on you, right?
Man, so many things here just wrong. Whoever this car is, dude, you need to get out of Dodge because you were lucky you did not get hit by gunfire.
Shots fired. Help, shots fired. Mobile, South Plumber.
This dude does a good job after the shots are fired. He gets his gun out. He returns fire. He takes the suspect down. He gets on the radio, puts out, and he gives a location. He gave a location. I'm thinking, I don't know why, if it was habit or if Usually I only gave location when shit was hitting the fan if I didn't give it out when I made the stop. Normally, if we were stopping high risk, high contact areas, gang area, ghetto, wherever, we always made sure they know where we're at, because we know when shit hits a fan, we're just going to be able to get on the radio maybe for one time and say code 3 cover, or we need help, or whatever. So we want to make sure they know where we're at. Maybe they didn't put out the location. Maybe this guy was just habit to repeat the location, but he does a good job in that area. Girl does a really good job at yelling, "I'm hit."
Are you okay? Where'd you get hit?
In my left leg.
Okay. You're gonna be okay?
My left leg. Oh my God.
I got you.
It's burning.
You hear her say it's burning, it's burning. Remember I talked about the RPMs on a bullet. It's 280,000 revolutions a minute. And anybody that knows anything about cars, 1,200 revolutions a minute is pretty damn fast. But bullets are way up in the thousands of revolutions per minute. It is spinning. It just came out of a hot barrel. It was just expelled by a hot explosion and burnt powder. And it immediately, after hitting the frictions and the lands and grooves in the barrel, it comes out of that barrel, traveling fast, spinning like a hot drill. And a lot of people, when they get hit, say it burns. I guess we know why.
It's burning. Just get him.
He did move, and she said, "Get him." Now, let's go back and look over at this approach again, and I want you to watch the way, and I'm telling you, man, I don't know what the hell they're training cops now. I never walk up on a car, hell, even with Granny, my hand's on my gun. I mean, it's just a natural place. When I'm walking up to an area, my hand is on my gun. This girl swinging her hand like she's walking on a beach looking for freaking seashells. I can't believe it. Look at his hand. La, 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 la. I'm walking up on a car. La, la, la. What the hell? Are you kidding me? Now, I tried to look at this guy, and I couldn't really tell, but his hand is not on his gun either. He walks up. His hand is by his gun, but it's not on his gun. Not that I can tell, because his elbow's straight. Maybe it was.
Haven't seen you in a while. Still on probation?
911, ma'am.
What?
911, that's the story.
This guy is talking fast, and he's giving a lot of clues that I talk about hands and visual. He keeps his hands up. He keeps his hands in plays view. He gives them a false sense of security. I don't want no problems. I'm Mr. Cooperative. You know, this is where the idiots will always come in afterwards. Why did they shoot the guy? He had his hands up and he was being cooperative. Well, this is a perfect example why. Because when you see this guy's body footage or body cam footage, it's perfectly clear.
You just discharged?
Oh, 911.
Oh, 911.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to have you step out of the vehicle. You don't have anything on you, right?
Hand not on a gun, very relaxed, not a 80-20, 60-40 stance, isn't tactical, isn't out of the way of the door. If he slams the door right now, he could probably knock her down. She's standing in front of the door, just horrible officer safety. And this would be bad officer safety if she was dealing with Granny Blue Hair. She's dealing with a dude that she knows has already been at federal prison and has got out and now is on probation. Are you kidding me? I mean, I just can't get this. La, 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 la. Let me stand at the door. Okay, I'm going to go frame by frame here. My computer's jumping. Isn't doing very good frame by frame here. Come on. What happened to my... All right. Now let's go frame by frame. Comes out. She's got her hands. She's standing in the door, not using any cover. Had she been standing here, he would have had to turn around and shoot her. She's standing out in traffic. She's not using, I mean, this is just a bad position. I'm sorry. I mean, again, outcome dictates. Had nothing happened here, nobody would be talking about her. She was nice. She was being polite. She was being helpful. It would be all great. Liberals would be cheering, holding hands, singing Kumbaya because nobody got hurt. But when you do this stupid crap and shit goes bad, you were unprepared and you're a victim looking for a place to happen. And that's exactly what happened here. Got her hand still not on her gun. Nowhere near her gun. Elbow isn't bit. Flat-footed. No type of defensive or ready fighting stance. Come on, dude. I guess it only lets me go so far. And frame by frame again. Comes out. He's already grabbed the gun. He has grabbed the gun right now. This guy has not reacted, and she has not reacted. And he's already got the gun in his hand, grabbed it, and it's coming out. Now she gets her hands up. I don't know if she grabs the gun or gets it. Still flat-footed, standing straight up, not an aggressive response. Didn't have her leg back. Wasn't trying to push him back in a car. Wasn't trying to slap his jaw, do a nice palm heel strike or bottom fist strike to his jaw, face, nose. Nothing. She's standing straight up, gonna start doing a tippy-toe dance with him, freaking trying to get a gun. Really? How'd that work out for you? He pushed right through her and shot her. That's how it works out. Guy still is pretty much standing, barely not reacting yet. Shots in the leg, and he goes down. Immediately turns to this guy. He doesn't use good movement. If he kept the gun straight and he was trained, he would have came straight across so he could have got rounds on his second target quicker. He came up and then had to come back down, and that's where he allowed the cop to have a little disadvantage. Had he turned directly from shooting her and turned his gun straight over to the officer, he would have got rounds off on the officer quicker, and maybe this officer couldn't have got his gun out and shot him. But he didn't use good mechanics. I can't think of the damn word about minimize your movement for the most quick, whatever. Somebody will put it in the comments. So he came up and over, and that gave the other cop a chance to get his gun out, and now they're both arm extended, standing up, shouting. Everybody be saying, Rick, why do they have a two-handed stance? And at the range, they always taught us, because shit's hitting the fan, he's doing what he can. And this guy is still aiming up, and now he has to come down to the officer. This officer came up and is more level with him, which is why his rounds probably hit, and this guy's didn't. This cop doesn't get shot. Bad guy does get shot. Why? Well, because this officer is down here yelling, my leg, my shoe. He put a bullet in my shoe. So she goes down. I can't tell if that's a shot or not right there. See that on that hood? It's like 2 frames. Is that the bullet ricocheting off or going through? Anyway, guy goes down. I think he gets a shot in here. I thought he got him through the back window, but the guy looks like he's already going down. The cop tracks him and still puts a round straight down here. Continues to shoot. Lucky that car moved out of the way. If that car was still driving by, how many rounds you think would have hit him? Anyway, I digress. Suspect goes down. Okay, so now we'll show the other footage. Okay, so this is female officer shot in the leg, my shoe. This is her footage. Walking up.
Pretty good.
Good? Haven't seen you in a while. Still on probation?
9 more months, man.
Oh, 9 more months. Okay, I'm gonna have you step out of the vehicle. You don't have anything on you, right?
No, of course not. I've got my hands up. I'm on probation. You should believe me. You don't need your hand on your gun. I'm a good guy. And it's on. Gun comes up. She gets it in the left leg. He's got the gun over here. I don't know why he got her in the leg, whether she hit it or whatever. She goes down out of the fight, screaming, my leg, my shoe. You tell the bullet hole right there in her shoe. Kind of got scuffed. Those are $99 pairs of Gucci, whatever. Who freaking knows? Rick, why are you picking on? Oh, be quiet and listen up and learn something. And now we got the officer who reacted, pulled his gun, and took out the suspect and saved the quota hire's life. That will not be the headlines. They will not be saying that the male officer saved the female officer who graduated the academy because we needed more women. That won't be the headline.
You
Turn off the car.
Huh?
Turn off the car.
How you doing?
Pretty good.
Good? Haven't seen you in a while. Still on probation?
91 months, man.
What?
91 months.
Hands up the whole time. Keeping hands in plain sight. Rick, he's a good guy. He's not going to do anything. Why are you always suspicious? Why do cops always want to be suspicious when they got nothing to be suspicious about? This guy's a poor guy. Got his hands up, being cooperative, answering your questions. Stopped. Why are you being suspicious, Rick? Well, because when you have real experience, you learn that when you're not suspicious, people die. The female was not suspicious.
9 more months.
Oh, 9 more months.
And I'll be done.
Okay, I'm gonna have you step out of the vehicle.
Okay.
You don't have anything on you, right?
Wow, look at the hands up. Used the other side, undid the belt. Didn't want to drop this hand down where the gun's at, because this is the hand that grabs the gun. He reached over with this hand to undo his seatbelt. Has to make sure and not make any unnecessary movements. Make sure the officers feel relaxed and safe. And that's how they sucker you in. And you got freaking liberals out here. If they'd have thrown this guy on the ground, he was being nice. His hands were up. Don't shoot. Freaking idiots. All right, so let's take a look at this frame by frame when he grabs this gun. Hands up, no problem. Reaches for the door, coming out. Door's open. Hands are still empty. Door's open. She's holding the door for him. Isn't that nice? She's reaching in and holding the door for him. That's so wonderful of her to do that. I mean, that's just... Cars driving by that lucky didn't get shot. She's holding the door like a good, kind, helpful police officer should be to kind citizens who are on probation. I think his name was Luis. Not sure if there was immigration issues. Here he goes for the gun, people. Right hand. 2 seconds. Reaches down, has it right there between the seat where she should have looked in the first damn place, because that's where they keep it, and he's coming up with the gun right there. Notice this body cam is not moving because this officer is not reacting. So even though he went for the gun, he's grabbed it and he's drawing. This officer has not moved. His body cam has not moved. He gets out of the car and stands up and shoots her before this guy starts moving. See the body cam moving now? Now he's reacting. Now he's drawing. Now he's ducking. That was a long time, people. That was a very long time. This officer missed a lot. He recovered. He did well. But this guy's hand goes down.
Officer needs help. Shots fired. Officer needs help. Shots fired. Noble, stop the plumber. Are you okay?
All units, officer needs help. And Noble, stop the plumber.
Damn, dude, I'm not okay. Didn't you hear me? Hell, I'm hit, my shoot. Of course I'm not okay. Look, a lot of things here. Neither officer had their gun on their hand. Neither officer had their gun out. You're dealing with a probation period. He's got his hands up. He suckered them in. To me, these two guys are not what I call street savvy. They are not working a task force or out there on the road contacting real bad guys every day. Because guys like that are working that task force and contacting these guys, they do not approach cars like this. Hands on the gun, guns come out quick, you keep your hands up. You would have been shot probably when you reached down between a seat if my gun would have been out when I saw you reaching. So, you know, a lot of errors. Did it work out good? She got a little nick in the leg. She got released. She went to the hospital. The suspect, I think, ends up dying from his wounds. He shot her with a .380 gun choice. I tell people I'm not a fan of the .380. I know what people are going to say, well, it's the same as a 9mm. It's just shorter. Well, it is. It's a 9mm short, but I'm not a big fan of the 9mm either. The 9mm is about the same as the .38. The .38's not the greatest knockdown round. 9mm's faster. This guy had a .380, basically a 9mm short, and he hit her in the leg, and it took her out Even though it was a superficial wound that she was released from the hospital, it took her out of the fight because of her mental mindset. It did not take her out of the fight physically, like hitting a spinal column, the brain stem, major arteries. She didn't bleed out. He didn't, hit her in the eye to where she couldn't see. He didn't take out anything critical, and he took her out of the fight with a 380 that he pretty much missed because he just got a nick on her leg. So, you know what? She'll be revered as a hero, be promoted, because we need more females in the chain, because that always makes things better, and that is what it is. All right, hopefully you got some out of it. We'll end that there.